All right, let's do one more. Maybe uh, another one after that, and then that'll probably be it for tonight. Got a 1,000 player. Um, I shouldn't have much to worry about here. Looks like I was thinking of castling queenside, but it looks like he's already heading in that direction. So I think I'll castle kingside, and it gets kind of exciting when you have castling on opposite sides. Actually, pushing here would have been really good for him. Well, no, I guess I could have just taken. Maybe not so good. Slight advantage, so I'm up a pawn. That's kind of how these things go. His king is king. Did he just give me that? His king is just asking to be harassed. Okay, and he resigned. Blunder, that's fine. But besides just moving that piece to a bad square, I mean, it happens to us all. Maybe he's trying a new opening. I mean, uh, most of the rest of his opening was relatively fine. He played for the center. Both of us played for the center by occupying the center. And then it looks like he's setting up to castle queenside, which is interesting. I was thinking of mixing things up a little bit and castling queenside. But he does this move here. Normally you see it by black, this c5, in immediately on the first move in the Sicilian when white plays e4 and black responds with c5. It's the same idea here where white's playing, and the whole point is to get this pawn out of the center so that he can have more control. Basically, he's trading I think they call this a wing pawn for a center pawn. So if we had to give these pieces a value, and they have their like intrinsic value just for what they are, but then they also have value because of like the function that they're performing at that time during the game. So this knight has some value to it, white's knight on g1, but it's not doing anything. My knight's well, we'll just say if you look at our king knights, white's king knight and black's king's knight, my knight is probably a better knight in this position. If for no other reason, just because white's knight only has 3 squares that it's attacking, where mine has 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5, just a lot more reach. And you can maybe say on a small scale, it's just closer. It's a more aggressively placed piece. It's a little bit closer to his king. It's not going to take quite as many moves. It's not going to take that many more moves to get right on top of the king. But so in this exchange here, my pawn in the center is maybe a little bit better than his pawn on the wing. So if white can trade off like that, he's trading equal pieces, but he's trading a slightly lower value piece for a slightly higher value piece, just because of the function or the position that the piece has on the board. So it's a smart opening, smart strategy to start with. Um, this push would, if this bishop, I immediately thought, oh, this is forking. Normally this bishop doesn't develop here. If he had developed his bishop out to, say, g5 here, pinning the knight to the queen, then this queen would also be supporting this pawn here, so he would have the option, or he would almost want to, it'd be stupid not to in that case, to push his pawn up, forking these two pieces. And he'll be winning one of them one way or another. But so a slight maybe inaccuracy in where he decided to develop his bishop. And then I really didn't want to take here because my knight took 1, 2. It would have been 3 moves to get all the way up there. And then his knight only took 1 move, so this knight has taken 2 more moves to get here, and then white would have just taken, captured towards the center, and he would have exchanged off a piece that had now made 3 moves, or I would have exchanged off a piece that had made 3 moves for a piece that had only made 1 move and helped him get a pawn in a better position. So that was not what I was looking to do. So I retreated it. It's another move. It is kind of a maybe a lost move here. But the alternative square was up over here or down. Yeah, maybe moving the knight to g6 would have been interesting. Then I would have control over all these squares here. So maybe next time I play like this, I'll consider that. The knight placed here would be covering these black squares, and this knight here would be covering these white squares. That looks like it might be interesting. And also the knight here would still be covering this square. So maybe that would have been a better move. And then here we just have this bizarre bishop move. Before he moved there, in this position, his king's been in the center of the board for a little bit too long. I was getting excited. All I need to do is swing this rook over, and I can start putting pressure on this piece here. If he pushes it up, I'll just take with the rook, and that's check. And then he needs to start throwing pieces in front, and I'm just going to start throwing pieces at him, and he's just going to be on the defensive from there. The rook's coming over, coming up, the queen's going to go behind it. I might have enough power here that these 2 pieces wouldn't even need to get involved in the game. It might be better to, or even stronger, to get these pieces into the game, but when I start seeing this weak pawn and this long, things are starting to look pretty open here, I really don't want to wait too long, because these little weaknesses can kind of evaporate away really quickly. But this game just kind of died right here with a bad move. So we didn't get to see if I would have been able to turn this into some kind of an advantage. So let's stop this video, maybe do one more, and then hopefully that one will play all the way through.